This EC is doing everything possible to feed into the perception that they are colluding to influence this election in favor of certain groups. We know certain media houses and their biases to political parties. Which of them will you give accreditation and which of them would you not? Even the regional coalition centers they've introduced is very questionable. This EC should be careful.
And you know what's even serious, guys? For the TV stations, it's even written the personnel per station.
Okay. Wow. How do you decide that?
So, for example, you want to do a live coverage.
How do you decide that?
Okankwe Central. They said 5 radio stations, 1 personnel per station, 3 TV stations, 2 personnel per station.
Are you
that
serious?
For a TV station, only 2 people. So a radio station, if you want to do live, 1 person should do the whole thing.
Does he understand how TV operates?
I don't know. Maybe Charlie.
You see, that's what
what
happens when you sit down.
When
and
you
just
don't
write
consult.
a letter without the consultation.
And then say submit the
needed.
names of the media houses by close of today, Monday 25 November.
Can you imagine? It allows no room. When was it dated? When was the letter itself?
The letter is the same day. So basically, the letter is signed 25th November, and media houses are supposed to submit the
Not
names.
the media houses.
The
EC officials in the various constituencies
they are
and
to
regions,
now submit names.
they are to determine which are credible media houses.
on the same day.
Yes, and send that list to them so that those people so determined become the people who cover the election.
So 5 radio stations, 1 personnel per
Yes,
station.
and that determination is made by the EC officer in the constituency or the regional
And
level.
The letter was signed 25th November.
Yes,
And the list must get to him by 25th November.
completely unacceptable.
Then Charlie, the guy is very powerful.
I just think that, well, a lot of things could have happened to help them achieve the objective. Okay, one, it's even not. In practice, you can't have 1 person per media house to cover an election. It's not done. That 1 person is a cameraman, is a producer, is the anchor. Who is that 1 person? So you see that you have actually injured yourself in this business. Yes. So that's why I'm saying that they should just abandon and move on. And you see, if you wanted to do something like this, first of all, you know that there are CSOs that promote media freedom and all these things. You should talk to them. There's the Ghana Journalist Association. There's GIBA. In fact, GIBA actually has the widest footprint of media representation in this country. And not even the GJ. In terms of organizations. Okay. So you don't just wake up and do this announcement. An announcement that you can't supervise, you can't implement, and you have no remedies if people should go should defy. So why do you get into it 1 week to elections? So we are just saying that they should stop it, abandon it. It's not their business. They should mind the business of prosecuting the election.
Full stop. I think we should leave it there. I think when it's okay. Watch this space for more. Let's read a few quick announcements for you. Citi Breakfast Show. Later on, Dr. Emmanuel Sowate will be speaking to us about some security issues around the election. As my guest for the next 40 minutes. Stay with us.
And if you're looking for reliable, uninterrupted electricity supply, Deep Solar Ghana is the name to go to, and they got you covered. With only 58,000 Ghana cedis, you can go fully solar and enjoy independence from the grid. No more lights off or power fluctuations, just peace of mind and savings. Call this number 059 549-4113. Visit deepsolarghana.com to learn more. Remember, your energy independence begins when you call Deep Solar. Yes, moms, is finally here. The news we've been waiting for. Favorite Cerelac now comes in new variant with the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals. Guess what? This new Cerelac wheat and maize comes at an affordable price of only 2 Ghana cedis per sachet. To prepare this, all you need is milk. Cerelac, care for them, count on them. Count on us. This advert is FDA approved. Guys, guess who is turning turn? The Junction Mall, celebrating a decade of unforgettable moments, unbeatable shopping, and your favorite events. Join us for our 10th anniversary with unbelievable discounts, exciting events, special giveaways just for you. Whether you're shopping, dining, or spending time with the family, there's something for everyone. From our loyal customers to amazing stores, this celebration is for you. So come make memories with us as we say thank you at the Junction Mall. Don't miss all the fun surprises. Junction Mall, join, explore, shop, enjoy, celebrating 10 years all for you.
The luckiest is here. They're saying luck is everywhere. Just keep on buying your tickets. Star 712 hash. The more you buy, the better your chances are of winning. And the grand draw will happen on the 30th of November. Amazing prizes will be won. So be part of this. Make sure you play and make sure you win. The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. And this festive season, it's given the best in entertainment on DSTV. It's given live soccer on Super Sport, local content on Aquaba Magic, and the great world of cartoons for your children and young ones on Cartoon Network, Disney Junior, and Nickelodeon. So come on, dial star 759 hash to reconnect or stay connected today and be part of the enjoyment this season. DSTV is your home of entertainment. Your eyes, they say, are the windows to the soul.
That's
now,
right.
If you've ever noticed a blind spot while driving or reading, or you've experienced blurred or double vision in your visual field, it could be a sign of an underlying condition. Go to Roberts & Sons. They offer great visual field testing services just to make sure your eyes are in a good place. They are all over the country at Dabraka, Osu, Weja, East Legon, Kumasi, and Koforidua. Call them on 050-151-9111 or get them on social at Roberts & Sons Ltd. Roberts & Sons Optical Services, seeing is believing.
Well, two great researchers have looked at the safety of media during elections. They are going to be sharing their findings on the show this morning. I'll be talking to Dr. Manosowate and Justice Tenkabe as we look towards the elections and issues. And stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Big is better. Broom is best. Happy moment starts with Broom. Buy one and get one free. It is Broom. Up to 25% discount. Buy an LED TV and get another TV for free. Buy an air conditioner and get a ceiling fan for free. Simply ask of Broom. There is more for everyone in Ghana. Free gifts and more on Broom freezers, refrigerators, and many more. Rush to your nearest Broom dealer or 0800 100 247. Broom leaves you with a smile.
Ojam, did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama Care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. There's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our health care. We will not fall for fake promises again.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, spare driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, medicana kopim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Tell it, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Even in the kitchen, you can still insure.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere. Annie, bebia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered. It's that time of the year. Ghana, brace yourselves because Melcom's Black Friday sales is back and we're bringing you unbeatable deals like never before. From the 15th of November to the 1st of December, get ready to shop and save big at Melcom. Electronics, home essentials, furniture, or fashion, we've got deals you can't resist. Melcom's Black Friday, it's more than a sale, it's an experience. Stock is limited, so hurry and shop early to avoid missing out. Melcom is where Ghana shops for value, and this Black Friday, the value just got even better. Don't let these unbeatable deals pass you by. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Remember, terms and conditions apply.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
What happens when ancient days meets modernity? What happens when a goddess wakes up in an era of digital chaos? Witness the epic battle between the past and the present. Catch the intrigue and suspense in Amwanime's era, a brand new epic telenovela showing Mondays to Fridays on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and Go TV channel 102. Available on DSTV Access and Go TV Plus. Dial *759# to stay connected.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehovah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Electroland's Black Friday and Xmas Bonanza. Xmas came early. Black Friday is here with amazing offers you won't believe. Get a Samsung 32-inch LED Smart TV for just 3,299 Ghana cedis. Cool down with a Samsung AC starting at 6,499 Ghana cedis plus a free blender. Need a fridge? Grab a TCL top mount for only 3,299 Ghana cedis and get a free deep fryer. The media top load washing machine is just 2,499 Ghana cedis plus a free 5-gas burner. Enjoy Netflix in style with the NASCO 50-inch Smart TV for only 4,999 Ghana cedis and get a free NASCO karaoke speaker. Rush to any Electroland showroom or dealer store across Ghana for huge discounts and free gifts. And don't miss the Achedie Kessie promo. Win double every week and monthly. Electroland, your home for affordable electronics and appliances.
Bold solution for the future.
On December 7th, let's vote number 1. Let's vote for Dr. Baumia. Estroho.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest
Big is better, Broom is best. Happy moments start with Broom. Your best season with Broom is here again. Buy one and get one free. Plus up to 25% discount on Broom appliances. Buy a Broom LED TV and get a free TV. Buy a Broom LED TV and take home a microwave oven. Buy a Broom air conditioner and get a free ceiling fan, a Broom freezer, and take home a free blender. There's more. Call toll free 0800 100 247. Trust your nearest Broom dealer or reseller in your city, town, or community. Broom leaves you with a smile. Are you always on the move but can't afford to miss the Premier League? Then know that the Premier League is about to come alive on your mobile phone. Step into the Premier League with Showmax. Catch all 380 games on your phone. No matter where you are, your favorite teams are just a tap away. For only 55 cedis, sign up to the Premier League mobile plan on showmax.com. Create your account, download the Showmax app on your phone today, and you're good to go. Showmax is your stadium on the move. And if you want litigation free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Aburi, land starting at 90,000 cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rental. Feeling unsafe covering elections. Also reporting on political corruption. 63% of media people said they were not safe at all covering political corruption. And of course, police violence as well. About half of the respondents for 2023 said they didn't feel safe. So if you look at the 2023 numbers, they are actually much worse than the 2021 numbers. So things have gotten worse as far as media and how they feel covering key issues, whether it's political corruption, police violence, national security, or just national election campaigns. Alright, now what do these findings mean? It's getting very risky working with colleagues who are affiliated with political parties. These colleagues always sabotage you to the various parties in return for favor. Most corrupt reports are difficult to cover because the politician will threaten you when they see you are reporting on their corrupt doings. This is very, very serious indeed. And the media is also not very confident that the police or the organizations or other institutions will protect them. What can the GJA do? So media personnel, like the people talking to you, feel or face multidimensional threats to their safety, ranging from physical attacks, threats to their families, and pressures to kill stories. Half of media personnel experience threats via telephone calls and messages. So a lot of my colleagues operate in fear of criminal victimization, ranging from physical attacks, unfair dismissals, robberies, and threats. And the majority of media personnel feel unsafe covering election campaigns, state violence, political corruption, and traditional authorities. And then confidence in key institutions to protect media personnel is also very low. What are the implications of this finding, particularly for this current election that we are now even discussing EC's approach? 9:32 on the Citi Breakfast Show. So I have in my studio this morning one of the co-authors of this report, which is quite interesting because Dr. Sowate, today we the media are expressing our unhappiness with the Electoral Commission's decision to restrict the number of media houses that can cover the collation of results at constituency collation centers and regional collation centers. So it's interesting that your study, which looked at the safety of media in doing their work, covering elections, covering specific institutions. A lot of media people feel unsafe working in this country, and it looks like your report sort of underscores some very critical issues. So welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So you and your colleague, Professor Tenkabe, both of Cambridge, decided to do this study. What's the basis for wanting to research into media safety?
Thank you. That's a good one. Let me historicize my response, particularly because my first degree is in history. So I was with Komaladumo in Legon Hall.
Is it?
And he was a friend.
It means were you on P block?
No. He was on P block. I didn't like the main halls because of the washroom, so I was in the next. And so I had known him.
Okay.
And in I think 2002 or thereabout, Kwefinin, myself, my brain crying, and I think Titi Ajay, we did some study on illicit proliferation of small arms. So I called the boss player and I told him that this is an interesting finding for the safety and security of Ghanaians. So we want to disseminate it widely. He said, "Charlie, make you come over." And that was my first encounter with the media. And since then, I've had consistent engagement with the media and have developed some friendship at different levels of experience within the media fraternity.
Wonderful.
And so when the issues of safety and security of media personnel started gaining more traction, I'm saying more because if you read the 1948 Riot report, one of the critical things in that report is public relations. In other words, how the state engages with the information, and information does not just come, it comes through people, and those people are trained. So the 1948 trials talk so much about the vitality or the importance of information or the role of the media in national security, first of all, and more broadly, democratic governance. So there's this deep historical roots about the role of the media. Now, so when the issue started happening, and I think that the topicality became more prominent for us after Swali had been murdered, and issues that preceded it, the security and safety. So we decided that, okay, let's study this. And there's also one more point, critical point. Most of the time we had people making certain sweeping statements without scientific data on trying to diagnose the problem and the nature of it and the extent of it. And so we said that, okay, let's use our academic chrysalis, so to speak, our academic identity to try and investigate this. That's referring to the safety and security of media personnel in a more systematic way that is grounded in the rigorousness of research analysis. And so basically that underpins.
And you did 2 rounds. First round in 2021 and then the next one in 2023. You wanted to establish some kind of trend and also some comparative evidence.
Yeah, so you are not interested in the data and the methods and methodology. Okay, so let me make some prefatory remarks. Leveraging on what the president of the GJA had said some few months ago. He says that, and I quote verbatim, quote, "A free and fearless media is at the heart of every democracy, exposes corruption and amplifies the voice of everyone." Okay, so I take that again. The operative words here for us, Professor Tankadi and myself, is free and fearless media. Apart from that, there are certain provisions in our constitutions, but before that, let me try and read this provision. It says, "Freedom and independence of the media are hereby guaranteed. Editors and publishers of newspapers and other institutions of the mass media shall not be subject to control or interference by government, nor shall they be penalized or harassed for their editorial opinion and views on the content of their publication." So you need to read our findings in conjunction or pari passu with these two things from the GJA president, and then more importantly the provision in the constitution. Okay, so yes, the study was in 2 waves. The 2 waves helps you to get consistency. The 2 waves helps you to identify continuity, discontinuities, and certain overarching themes. So that is why we did that. Now, the first wave was in 2021, and the second wave was 2023. Now, let me stay on this for a moment. This referring to the data collection. It was just a great paradox for us, because of the inertia of media personnel in participating in the study. I had to
leverage. You're not interested in talking?
No, this was online. If talking means participating in the survey. That was very striking for us, and we had to deep into
you were surprised of the lack of interest.
Yes, it was a paradox.
Whilst you are at it, Sky has some breaking news. We've been discussing. Sorry, by the way, we've been discussing this. I'll call it ill thought out policy that the EC wanted to roll out on election coverage and the media. Sky, you have some information?
Yes, so the Electoral Commission has issued a statement dated the 27th day of November 2024.
Today?
Yeah, today. Signed by Samuel Tete, who is a deputy chairman responsible for operations at the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
And it says media accreditation to collation centers. It says that since the memo directing the Commission staff at the district and regional levels to select media houses for accreditation to its collation centers was made public, the Commission has received numerous calls for a number of its media partners expressing concern about the quotas granted to media houses. As a listening commission, we are engaging with the leadership of the Ghana Journalists Association GJA and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association GIBA on the issue, and trust that we will arrive at an arrangement that is both workable and acceptable. The Commission is keen on ensuring the highest level of transparency in its operations, hence the opening up of all its constituency, regional and national collation centers to the media. In doing so, the Commission is mindful of the need to ensure an orderly and peaceful process at all the collation centers, hence the quotas on the number of persons who can access the collation centers at a given time. The Commission is confident that its engagement with the leadership of the GJA and GIBA would lead to acceptable outcomes. Thank you.
So, have they withdrawn the letter?
No, they have not withdrawn it, but they are saying that they are now engaging with GIBA and GJA. This is not far enough. They must withdraw the letter in its entirety, the directive in its entirety. Otherwise, there will be legal consequences. They have to be open enough. They must be transparent enough to the good people of Ghana. There's so much going on around the country. People are suspicious of things happening at the Electoral Commission. They don't want to feed into that.
Well,
once you have given accreditation to the people, allow them to go and
they say they are engaging with GJ and GIBA to ensure that they arrive at an arrangement that is both workable and acceptable. So it's a bit like we'll see.
Yes.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they've withdrawn. I think it's more. I don't even know. It's anyway. Let's. Let me come back to what I'm discussing. So you're saying the maybe the GJ and the GIBA need to tell us what they will tell the EC, because the EC seems to be suggesting that they will still do this, but in consultation with the GJ and the
GJA and GIBA have to be clear in their presentation to the Electoral Commission that the proposal or the directive as outlined in the original memo is without any lawful basis, and to that extent null, void, and of no effect.
Thank you.
And that they should withdraw it in its entirety,
so that the discussion can then look at how to manage the. I mean, that's not even something that should require a
week. Yeah, that's right.
You talk to people all the time.
Yes.
You're supposed to be engaging long ago.
Yes.
10 days to election, and you say there are only 8 media houses and that 5 radio, 3 TV, 1 person per. I mean,
unacceptable. And the political parties have to speak up. The NPP must speak up, the NDC must speak up. All the political parties have to issue statements. In fact, if they need to call an emergency IPAC meeting, that has got to be done.
All right.
The missions in Ghana, the other parties interested in our elections must equally speak up on this particular matter.
Thank you, Sky. So, Doc, because we have only 18 minutes, so what I wanted you to do was to just tell me the key findings of this study and what it means for safety. Don't forget, we are in an election period as well. I'm interested in the question around whether they felt safe covering political campaign activities.
Okay, fantastic. So we looked at the proportion of media personnel who had there are 2 terms here. Those who had experienced victimization due to their work. Now in 2021, so in terms of the data, we had in the first wave 122 media personnel filling the survey, and then in the second wave it had dropped slightly to 102. Okay. Now when it comes to percentages, these are the percentages.
in terms of those who say they felt safe in
They
their
say-
work.
That's no. The first one was this is it. The first one was those who had been attacked in public places. Now the first one was 29% said they had been attacked in public places in 2021.
Wow.
By 2023, when we repeated the study, 35.4%.
Wow.
Now we have others who were attacked at home, those who had domestic burglary, and then this is an interesting part. Out of those who filled the form, the survey in the first wave in 2021, almost 50% had said that they had received threats on their phone. And then when we repeated in 2023, it was 50%. Now, when it comes to SMS threats, almost 35% said that they had been threatened through SMS message in the first round. And by the second round in 2023, it was almost 29%. And then when it comes to another interesting part, those who nearly lost their job because of their work, 37% in the first wave, 30% in the second wave. And then this is a catch. Kill the story. 67% in the first wave have said that they had been told to kill the story that he had made because it was sensitive, political, ethnic, whatever sensitivity. And then when we repeated it, it was 65. Now, when you add the phone threats, which is the first wave 50%, second wave 50% phone threats, when you add that to 34% from SMS threats, and then when you come to the issue of near loss of job, if you put all these together, the bigger picture means that the Ghanaian media practitioners, the fourth wave, are operating in fear. Basically, that is it. They're operating in fear. Now, let's go to the next one. Proportion of media personnel who perceive great or very great criminal victimization. So the first one
is just fear,
experience. The second one is perception. And you know, so let me speak like a criminologist here. In criminology, and I'm sure it runs through other disciplines, reality is not the same as perception. Okay, so for example, a typical example, people might still be safe in a community, but because there are influx of maybe migrants, they feel insecure. But if you check the statistics, it doesn't. Of course, statistics vary in terms of reliability. Anyway, the other things that we did because of lack of time, fear of covering certain institution or covering, feeling of safety covering internal political election. This is interesting. Those who say they did not feel safe at all in the first wave was 21%, and then when repeated in 2023 it was 24%. Those who said they did not feel safe, so the first one is not feel safe at all, the second one is not feel safe, internal party politics. 46% said that they didn't feel safe covering internal political party election. 46%.
Primaries.
Internal, primary and things like that. And then 50% said they also didn't feel safe. So if you combine the not feeling safe at all with not feeling safe, those are huge figures. The first wave together almost 70%, the second wave almost 72%. Those are huge figures of media practitioners saying that they don't feel safe covering this is the same party, not intra-party. Now let's jump to national election, feelings of safety covering national election campaigns. Those who said they didn't feel safe at all, in the first wave in 2021 it was 30.5. When we repeated it, it was almost the same, 31.2. Those who said they didn't feel safe covering national election campaign, not safe, 46% in the first wave and 49, almost 50%. So if you add the two, those who said they do not feel safe covering national election, if you add the two, is for the first wave 70%, 75% in the first wave. In the second wave, it was almost 82%. Those are staggering figures. What does this mean? The broader picture. It means that media practitioners do not feel safe covering national election campaign. And when we read it in pari passu in conjunction with what the GJ president said, fearless media, it means that you cover everything that you think has to be covered. And almost 82% said they didn't feel safe. There are other ones around political corruption, around Okay, so feeling of safety, covering stories about political corruption. We have the figures here. Feelings of safety, covering stories about police violence. We have it here. Feelings of safety, covering stories about national security. It is here. Feelings of safety, covering stories about abuses by the armed forces. We have it here. Feelings of safety, covering stories about the presidency. We have it here. Feelings of safety, covering stories about traditional leaders. We have it here. And this is another interesting part. I'll read that. If you have any specific ones, I'll go back. Feelings of safety, carrying stories about misconduct by fellow media personnel. Let me read this. Now, in the first wave, 11% said that they didn't feel safe covering stories about misconduct by fellow media practitioners. When we repeated it, that is not safe at all. They didn't feel safe at all. 11%. When we repeated it, almost 13%. Those who said they didn't feel safe. Now, this is very interesting. Covering stories of fellow media misconduct. Who didn't feel safe? Not safe. 42% said they didn't feel safe in the first wave. Second wave, 52%. This is the bigger picture. So you have about 53% of media personnel saying that they don't feel safe covering misconduct by fellow media practitioners. And then that's the first wave. And then the second wave was almost 63% said they didn't feel safe covering misconduct by their fellow media practitioners.
So the general conclusion from these numbers is that people in this profession don't feel safe working, and they are not sure that the environment in which they work will even protect them, because that was the next layer when you
yes. You know, feeling of safety,
whether your
people
whether
you.
the institution or the police will protect you. That also quite low in terms of the people who feel confident that they will be protected. Now, when you put all of this together, what does this mean? That's what people are trying to
What does this mean? What it means is that, repeating what I have said initially, the media. So let me go to our conclusion and read that for you. Now, the key conclusion: media personnel face multi-dimensional threats to their safety and security, ranging from physical attacks, threats to their families, and pressures to kill the story. Half of media personnel, so this is related to those who fill the survey, and it was a national survey, right? Media personnel operate in fear of criminal victimization, ranging from physical attack, unfair dismissal, robberies, and threats. And the threats are in two folds: the phone threats, that is verbal, and then the SMS threats. Let me stop here for a moment. Now, when you read some of the findings that I don't have time to go through, the police is very key in here, very, very key. Now, when you see the extent to which people don't trust the police to protect them, it's staggering. And I can come to the figure if we have time. But then we know that the main source of threats to the media personnel, apart from the physical assault and thing, has to do with threats from phone threats and then SMS threats. Now, what it means is that in criminology, deterrence is very important, and there are three key variables in deterrence: certainty of arrest, swiftness of punishment, and severity of punishment. Now, the phone threats means that because generally, I know there are loopholes in there, because there are phone threats, all other things being equal, you should be able to zero in on those who sent the threats, because they are phone threats and SMS threats, and that's why the SIM card registration gives us an opportunity. I know there are challenges in there, but at least it gives us an idea about the nature of threats and what the police can do, because if about 50% of all media personnel experience threats either through phone threats or SMS, and of course they also have other threats like physical assault in public places. These are indicators that will help the police in their investigations and also strategically position themselves in building what we call police legitimacy. Now, in criminology, when we say legitimacy, it's a little different depending on the genre of orientation that you belong to. But generally, when we say legitimacy, it means that you treat people with respect and dignity. You give people the opportunity to speak. You build some level of trust. So the legitimacy is not only in the book, but embedded in the relationship, personal relationship between community and the police. And I think that's very important, that these statistics would help the police identify the pathways to prioritize the limited resources they have. The last one is majority of no, confidence in key institutions to protect police personnel are low. I think that I'll take questions if you have.
Yes, for confidence in key institutions to protect media is low. So in a sense, it's a difficulty for us in our work. We have experienced threats. We are not confident that the institutions meant to protect us are protecting us, and we don't feel safe in our work. What are your recommendations first for the media themselves, and then for institutions like the Ministry of Information and the GJA, and then finally for, say, the security agencies? Because this is 2 waves of research now, so you have enough data to conclusively say that Ghanaian journalists don't operate in a safe environment. All right, what should we do? Should we leave the profession? Should we arm ourselves? Should we? I'm sure some people talk about self-censorship, which is what a lot of the media people do anyway. Because you have conclusions, but I don't see recommendations.
Okay, so they are. So thank you so much. Now the recommendations that we have here are largely driven from the data. So we have an interesting part here. Confidence in the Ghana Journalists Association. I think it's very important. Let me read the findings. Now, when it comes to those who strongly those who don't agree that the GJ can protect them, the figures are high. Almost the first wave, there were about almost over 50% who didn't trust that the GJ would help them. When we went to the second wave, it was almost 60%. Now, these are anemic perspective from the media practitioners themselves. So I'm quoting here verbatim. GJA should, this is recommendation, GJA should regularly organize seminars and workshops for journalists and other media practitioners where security experts will educate us on what to do and not to do to life-threatening situations. Verbatim, unquote. The second one, GJA must provide safety kits like bulletproof vests to protect and ensure safety of journalists in the line of duty. It should also organize more safety workshops. This is GJA. And then the other one, what to do? Because of the issue of legitimacy, relationship, and trust, the leadership of GJA should engage more with its members and try not to be politically aligned. There are so many things. This is also very interesting. Legal advocacy and support. This is reactive after victimization have occurred, yes. By have better relationship with government to establish stringent law. So these are talking about law and advocacy. Other journalists had recommended that there should be, for example, some form of support from GJA to provide legal services
so that
when
they
are
want
abused.
to take up these matters, they will have legal aid. So
That's
legal
right.
aid for media.
That's right. So recommendations. I think that a number of things. One of it, let me speak off the cuff here because I know the data. I think one of it is that we can structure this at a number of levels. The individual, the organizations they work for, government, and government, I'm talking about those who are close to power and those who are not too close to power, civil sector of society, and then I'm talking about, for example, also the judiciary. Why do I say that? Because the individual has a role to play in terms of basic security awareness. They have a role to play. I think I have 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
The organizations also have a role to play because in all this, the organizations, apart from their ethical responsibility, it's also about their brand. And then, of course, as you saw from the findings, the GJA has a role to play. Now, one of the worrying things has to do with the low trust in state institutions to protect them.
Yes.
That is very worrying, very worrying. I think that we need to see a more rigorous engagement between media practitioners of different gravitas. Gradually, if the word here is gradually building some form of trust and confidence in state institutions. That is a long-term intervention. It's not a short-term, because in the short term, it's more at the micro individual level. Be aware of your surrounding, understanding what threats you are going to face, the risk. How you position yourself. If you're a leader, not only yourself, your camera woman, your cameraman, your female driver, your male driver. It's a holistic approach at that level. And then, of course, I think that Ghanaians in general are also very important. When I say Ghanaian in general, let me unpack it into 2 constituents. Civil sector of society, civil society organization, and then the others. To make sure that we hold our leaders accountable. Accountability is key here. But I think that generally we should support the media to operate fearlessly Other than that, we are going to have challenges because as it stands, the whole issue of fighting corruption, human rights, adhering to human rights standards and things like that will be compromised if the media, from our data, operates in fear of being victimized.
Dr. Emmanuel Sowate, thank you for this work that you jointly did with your colleague, Professor Justice Tenkabe. You are both from Cambridge University. We appreciate the time. And hopefully, will this be published anywhere?
Yeah, thank you so much. So we are working with GJA to have a formal launch soon, maybe somewhere next week, before the elections. That's what we plan.
And then hopefully it will feed into even our election safety issues, which are big topics we are discussing this week. So thank you for being on the show. It's good to see you after a long time. I've been speaking to a criminologist and a researcher with Cambridge University. We've interviewed him a lot on Citi, Dr. Emmanuel Sowate. He co-authored this brilliant report on media perceptions of safety and trust in key institutions to protect them. This will be launched properly next week in conjunction with the GJA. But as we said, the EC has sent out a statement, and Hawa will have details of that in the news that's coming up at 10 o'clock. Hawa, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Now, coming up, Electoral Commission